We're combining our research knowledge, the technology provided by the Wide Orbit platform, and inside knowledge about our buying process to make very large and significant improvements to local buying. Trying to address with this new application is to improve the local buying process as we introduce elements of programmatic buying to it. And it's a combination of investment process, research, knowledge, and application, and the technology to put the buying process into an automated framework. On the research side, we're looking at the audience estimates from Nielsen a little bit differently with full knowledge of the inherent instability in local audience estimates. So rather than make wild projections based on audience estimates with a plus or minus 30% confidence interval, we're trying to use the most recent data and working with some predictive models to increase stability. We're overlaying pieces of qualitative to make sure that we're picking the best areas for the advertiser, because the ratings themselves with that kind of instability don't necessarily point to the best program options. We're working on a more strategic level with the stations and our process so that we can do close to a pay-on-performance model rather than drag out the process over months, sometimes years, of post-buy analyses with the requisite compensatory weight that in itself is no more stable than the original estimates. And we're working on, because it's Wide Orbit, we have direct access to the station logs, and we're in a position now to get near real-time reporting, which we will in turn use for optimization with both Nielsen data and our internal proprietary sources to optimize on a more regular basis and create the feedback loop that's sorely missing now from all programmatic in television. We'll have the Nielsen local ratings with Nielsen Local Buyer Reach, which is their new qualitative product, and probably actually two other sources will be census data and our own proprietary source, which is AMP, and that has a combination of data from various sources, including client data.
So in some respects you may be using some psychographic data?
Oh yeah, the behavioral data.
Behavioral. Is there any thought to adding more local viewership data to supplement Nielsen's sample in the local markets?
Nielsen has to supplement Nielsen's sample, which they're doing with various increases and statistical techniques. We can't, this is part of the issue, we can't make the data better than it is. But the data is good if it's used properly, like any tool. I think it's a chance to look at local broadcast objectively and make changes while we're reinventing the process itself. So it's a better way to look at the ratings delivery. It's more immediate. It's a chance to look at national scale and local specificity at the same time. And I think maybe the biggest piece is that there's an opportunity here to buy toward reach or toward audience density rather than just efficiency metrics.
It seems to treat local as a national buy.
Could be either. It's very flexible with national scale and local specificity. We can zero in on groups of markets, geographic regions, total U.S. with emphasis on some markets, or even bring in some national inventory when that becomes available.
Just local inventory for broadcast?
For now.
Mm-hmm.
We have every hope and intention of expanding it to national broadcast networks as well, and I think that's on Wide Orbit's plans, and it will depend largely on Wide Orbit.
Have there been any discussions with the broadcast networks about the process of moving it to national broadcast inventory?
I think Wide Orbit has. We have not done that directly, but we would be very supportive.
So how will the rollout of connected TVs impact your system?
That's the future. So a combination of smart TVs, cable, satellite, telco will eventually give us the opportunity to target individual homes and actually maybe individual people in individual homes, depending on the location of the TV or what we know about the household itself. And then it'll be more like digital, but we can't just dismantle our current process and move to the digital environment overnight. We have to get there slowly, and this is the best route to make that bridge crossable.